Yo, 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 welcome to another episode of the joeZONE podcast. Yeah, thank you. Today I have a super special guest. This guy I've been wanting to have on this podcast for many, many years. And then I finally got to chat to him, and then it was like many, many weeks or months to finally get him on here. But finally, ladies and gentlemen, welcome EFC Middleweight champion Luke Young Gun Michael.
Yeah,
yeah,
thank you
man.
so much. Thank you for having me, man. I really appreciate it. I'm glad we finally put this together, and we're here right now. Thank you, Ryan, brother.
Nah, man. So
Thank you
yeah.
much, man.
Like I said, I know about your story. I found out about you in 2014, 2015.
Really? Wow, it's a long time ago. Eh?
Yeah. So I knew about your fights and stuff like that, and we'll cover it later. But I want to know before that, where you started. What started you off in MMA or martial arts or fighting? Was it the karate movie or what?
Well, actually, I did start with the movie actually.
How old were you when you first gravitated to martial
So
arts?
I started when I was about 14. I was so interested in martial arts and like MMA in particular.
Yeah.
But then I was living in Goodwood, and I was looking for an MMA gym around there, but there wasn't any like mixed martial arts gyms. There was only like separate disciplines. So I found like a karate kickboxing gym, and I remember I used to run there just to get some training. You have to, that old school K1 training type vibe,
Yeah.
So I started with that, but my goal was always to do MMA,
Okay.
Then I competed in like that light contact, like kickboxing.
Yeah.
And then finally I found jiu-jitsu. I found a jiu-jitsu gym in Monte Vista.
Okay.
So it was a bit further, but then I had the opportunity to put the two together,
Okay.
So I actually stopped doing kickboxing. I went straight into jiu-jitsu because I preferred it.
Okay, I was going to ask that question now. Did you prefer the jiu-jitsu? Because it seems you didn't do K1 for a while.
No,
for a long time.
No, I never, As soon as I discovered jiu-jitsu, I was hooked, man. I was like, you can make this guy tap out, man. Like, it's awesome.
Lekker.
Yeah.
So so how old were you when you moved how old were you when you started doing the jiu-jitsu then?
So jiu-jitsu, I was about 15, 16, when I started.
Okay.
And
It's a nice age to start.
It was a good age. And do you know the style 10th Planet Jiu-Jitsu?
Yes.
Yeah, so I started with that.
So that's like pretty much from the bottom fighting.
Yes,
am I right?
yes.
For those that don't know out there, that's not familiar, it's fighting off your back.
Yes. You know that rubber guard and stuff
Yes.
like that. And then, I had to transition into MMA. So obviously that style of jiu-jitsu, like off your back and stuff, wasn't ideal.
Okay.
For MMA, you have to sort of switch it up.
Okay, so fighting off your back is good for jiu-jitsu.
It's good for the
but it's not good for
it's
MMA.
not good for MMA because
you don't want to be on the on the
exactly.
bottom.
And gravity always wins. So you can like they say, you can beat a black belt into a white belt.
Yeah.
No matter the skill, you need to, in MMA you need to be on top.
So when was your first fight? When was your first like amateur fight or something like
Amateur MMA fight, I was 17 years old. So I found a full MMA gym.
What gym was that?
It was Ricard in MMA.
Okay, I think
the OG of MMA in South Africa.
I thought that's where I first heard about you.
Really?
I think you were around there at that time.
Yes. So I found this gym, and then I was like, okay, now I have the opportunity to really compete in MMA. I can sort of fight amateur, because I knew about the amateur scene already. I've been following in Cape Town, like Cape Fight League and stuff like that.
So you had seen the Cape Town Fight League,
and I want
MMA amateur fights.
100%, and I knew I want to be there, like whatever it takes.
How old were you when you saw that? You were 15, 16 at that time?
16, yeah.
Okay.
16, 17. And then I
That's quite to be able to see that, like,
it was a goal, But also EFC was on already. I remember I used to watch in the cinemas, New Metro. Remember when EFC was on there?
I can't even remember that. I never watched EFC in the early days.
Oh, you never watched
Okay, so you found out about MMA like early days.
Yeah, I think about 2011, 2011.
You found out about the UFC first? Or the EFC?
That's an interesting question. I think it was actually, I did know about UFC, but I was more focused on the local scene for some reason. Because it was obviously more in my face,
Okay, so you could see it because
but
it was available to you.
But I did know UFC. Like I was watching guys like John Jones, GSP, all these greats, and But I was mainly focused on the EFC for some reason, just sort of, I think because it was my goal to be there.
That's actually, people always want to People always want to
interesting.
call out the negative in organizations, but you've got to look at the positive in the EFC in that organization.
No, I
because
agree with you.
Had they had not been in your face, you would have not had the career that you have right now.
That's true. Very, very good point. You know, at 100% I agree. You know, we often take it for granted as athletes and as just the general public, you know, but it's an amazing platform. And like I said, it was a dream, you know, because I saw the local scene, I saw guys competing. And like I said, I did watch UFC, but
the EFC was right there. You saw that this is obtainable.
Yeah,
I can
obtainable.
become a professional.
Yes, exactly. So I joined Rico Hatin back then, but then he knew obviously I came from that 10th planet style jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
And then he was like, Luke, if you want to fight MMA, you need to start wrestling. You need to.
Yeah, I was going to ask now. So was his style very much wrestling based? At that time?
His style. Like everyone knows, Rico Hatin's style is like heavy top game, heavy wrestling, submission, grappling, you know. Mm-hmm. So he was like, if you want to compete in MMA, you can't be on your back like this. Because when I started with him, I was like pulling guard and being, and I was like skinny, and guys were just beating me up all the time, like taking me down. Like I couldn't take them down, you know. I never had takedowns. And then he sort of like flipped my game, you know. It was quite crazy. Like especially now talking about it in hindsight.
Yeah.
Like he sort of changed my game into be more of like a offensive, like a wrestling type, gain the takedown, gain on top. And
that's very important, don't you think? Like especially in MMA, for
100%.
him to instill that knowledge in you
Yes.
at a young age,
At a
rather
young
than
age.
learn it at a later stage.
Yes, you
in
build
your career.
that good foundation, you know.
Yes, exactly. Good foundation.
And then you know, like he was happy with my progress because I did have some good submissions, you know. So I sort of just had to implement that top game and then get my submissions from there. So and then fought amateur and I won.
How many fights did you have at amateur?
7-0, no losses.
7-0. So you at that amateur level, you were with Rico throughout your whole amateur career.
I was. I remember I had my first fight there in Takedown Deep River, you know.
Yes, I know that.
2012.
Really?
July. Yeah, July.
I was there.
Really?
Yeah, my friend fought at that. Was that your first fight?
Yeah, you know.
My friend Ricardo fought at that.
MMA.
Ricardo Jafter. Yeah, no, they fought K1. That was a K1 fight night, and it was
And MMA.
MMA.
Yes, it was July 2012.
Yes, I
Crazy.
can remember that.
Probably what time flies. Yes.
But I never knew you that time.
Yeah, no, it was my first fight ever. I had 2 kickboxing fights actually, because before I fought MMA, Rico told me, okay, you have some jiu-jitsu, but let's first do some kickboxing, 2 kickboxing fights to get you confident to get hit, you know. So I done 2 K1 fights at Panther Parklands, you know Panther?
Okay, I know where Panther is.
Yeah, and in the first one I lost actually. It was terrible. I fought this guy, but he had more fights than me, you know, K1. But I done well. We went all 3 rounds, but the judges gave it to him. And then I said, can I fight MMA now? He's like, no, another K1 fight. So I do, and I was used to. So he put me in the uncomfortable environment, you know.
That's
it's a good coach, yeah.
Good coach.
And I fought my second kickboxing fight in I think that was Monte Vista at what's that promotion called?
PFL.
Yeah. Pride something. I can't remember. It's Neville Admiral.
No.
Yeah.
PFP. Yeah.
I can't get it either. Yeah.
PFL.
It's not PFA or PFL. PFC. Yeah, PFC.
It's too much beef.
Yeah. I remember that kickboxing fight. I was like, nah, I'm gonna show.
I know Neville him. Yeah, I spoke to one of his. What's the other guy's name? Adrian
Sanchez.
Yeah, I spoke to him. Yeah.
Okay,
many years ago, before I was here, but I
okay.
spoke to him already.
Wow.
I spoke to a couple of guys already.
Wow, yeah. So my second kickboxing fight, I was like, no, I have to win this, you know, obviously.
Yeah.
And now I went there and we threw hands and I won.
Okay,
got my hand
quite.
raised.
So then you went into MMA.
Then I went to the MMA, yeah. And then I had my first fight at the takedown event.
Okay, I know which one.
Yes, I was nervous.
And you won that fight.
I won, yeah, but I almost actually
How did you win it?
Armbar. So here's the funny,
Sasa.
I fought a guy called Brandon Lee Maddock.
Huh?
He was from Tricor. Remember Tricor?
I know Tricor, yeah.
Yeah, so I was very nervous before the fight. I was like,
And those Tricor Owens had, like, they were training hard that time.
Kickboxing. So I took him down. Yeah, then he reversed me and he got me. No, yeah, we like reversed each other. I ended up on top and then he went for armbar and the thing was like tight. And after the fight, my coach said, I thought you were gonna tap. And imagine, I was thinking I can't tap on my on my first fight, you know, like amateur. And then the ironic thing is I reversed him and armbarred him and he tapped. So yeah, I got the first win.
So at your MLS, you said you had 7 fights undefeated.
Yes.
When did you go pro?
When I go pro, so I remember it was I got my pro license in, I think it was June 2013. No, sorry, June 2014.
Okay, June.
Oh no, a bit earlier. Sorry, February 2014, if I remember correctly.
Okay, I thought you had your first pro fight at 2013, but it's at 2014.
No, it was August 2014. So I got my pro license February 2014 at Takedown as well. We done the licensing there.
Yeah.
Passed that, so I was like 18 still. Then I planned to have my EFC debut in May of that year, 2014, but there were medical complications, something I didn't pass, MRI scans. You know, but it was actually nothing serious. It was just the doctors, like a misunderstanding of the scan.
Okay.
A misread of the scan. I was fine. But they already had cancelled the fight for May. Okay. So they had to push it to August. So I made my debut 30th of August, EFC 33. August 2014.
How did that fight go?
Yeah, that was cool. You know, actually, I wasn't as nervous for some reason, especially now thinking back. And one would think you would be super nervous for your first ever professional fight.
Yeah.
But I was quite pumped. Like I was more pumped than nervous. And I got submission of the night that night, triangle choke.
Sasa.
I fought a wrestler, so my coach Rico knew that he's probably gonna get the takedown. Although we tried to stop it, but he did get the takedown. Texera Cabeza, and I put him in a triangle.
Oh yeah, I saw. I checked out your record. So everything is going well, like for you up until that stage, right?
Yeah, very well.
Very well. Everything is going very well. But I want to start covering, like, when I start to figure out who you are or who you were, and I think it's around the time that you fought, just before you fought Sibusiso.
Yeah, just before.
I think just before then.
Yeah.
So you fought Sibusiso in 2014, am I right?
2015 May.
So 2015.
Yeah. So I fought Texera Cabeza, then I fought just 2 months later. My coach would get back in there, so I fought Texera. Then I fought Regis Muyambo.
Yeah, and you beat
in
Regis.
Cape Town. Yeah, I beat him in Cape Town.
I didn't see that fight, and I didn't know about that fight. At the time, I wasn't watching it.
Yeah.
But anyway,
and then they called us in the new year, 2015 January. They said, okay, the next fight's Sibusiso. He just fought Leon Maynard for the belt.
Yeah.
That guy was tough, man. Like, yo.
So that's where I started picking up. So I'd figure out who you were or
something. You watched that fight?
I never watched that fight.
Yeah.
I think I watched the fight at that time. I never watched it recently.
Okay, yeah.
At that time, I saw the fight or I watched the fight, but I've seen the fight, yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, you lost that fight.
Yeah, I lost my first loss ever. Oh, well, besides the kickboxing fight. But in MMA, I was 7 fights amateur win, 2 EFC fights win, and then, that fight was tough, man. Like, I cut, no excuses, but I cut so much weight as well to make 70. Because, like, I put a lot of size on all of a sudden, then I had to drop to 70. And first round, I dominated him. Second round, I gassed. He caught me, and I never recovered, you know.
After that, what do you do to come back from that? Like,
yes, it was terrible, because then I went on another 2-fight losing streak. So it was 3
I know, that's what I want to cover.
Yeah,
that.
you know,
so
like...
I've written down here, like, early in your career, 3 loss.
Very early.
Like streak. Like, and
20
I want to
years
know,
old. 20 years old, yeah.
20 years old.
Basically.
I want to know your mindset at that stage, because, like, I mean, maybe you decide, like, nah, this is not for me.
Yeah.
Some people will decide, nah, like three losses in the bag. Some people say, nah, maybe this career is not for me.
Yeah.
I think people need to hear what keeps you going, like, at that stage, because people might not know everything about Luke Michael. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think this is something that you must be highlighted. What gets you going after that 3-fight winning, that 3-fight losing streak?
Yeah. You know, I never expected it. Like, I really believed especially after 2-0, everyone was saying, no, this guy, next lightweight champion, next champion. And
you like I knew the future.
I thought I also believed it.
You was
like,
drinking their juice.
Yeah, like. I also believed it. Like, even before I fought Sibusiso, I knew. I thought I'm going to smash this guy. Even in the cage, I was...
Do you feel you were overconfident, maybe?
Big time. Definitely, especially after the first round, like, I beat him, and just before the second round began, I was like jumping up and down and telling him to come. You know, I'm like, if I think about that now, I'm like, yo, you stupid kid. Like that version of me, like, yo, you have to.
It's hectic because that was out there in the
Yeah.
world for the world to see it. You can like see it, and you're like, I can see you cringing as you recall this moment in your mind now.
You can't act like that, you know. But in hindsight, it all meant to be, you know. But in terms of getting back, so it was tough, you know, like because then I lost to Super Suso, then I actually and then, you know, as a young fighter, I think I also see it. I know I'm still young, but I mean I see it in the younger generation now. I see some of it still, like with certain people I meet. Maybe they think that when you lose, you need to change gyms. You know, you need to change your environment. But it's actually not the case. You know, you need to actually just look yourself in the mirror and be honest with yourself about what you've done wrong and what you can do better in the future, you know.
So what do you do at that stage? Do you change gyms?
So yeah, at that stage in 2015, I never changed gyms immediately after Super Suso, but I was like, I need to change. So I actually got a sponsored trip to America. So I went to Jackson Wink.
Nice.
Shortly after that fight, yeah, like a month after.
Sure,
I took time off because I felt like, and then I contacted sponsors and they were willing to help me, and my coach, I remember he wasn't too happy about it, I think, because he was like, no, let's just regroup here.
No,
I think
it was a good experience.
No, yeah. Sorry. With that being said, I think he was grateful for the connections I built and the relationships I formed with people. But I think the timing of it, for example, like I just lost, so maybe we should have just like figured things out together as a coach and student first, you know?
Yeah.
Before I go travel.
I understand.
Yeah. But anyway, I went to travel, and it was a great experience. You know, I learned a lot. Some people are still, I'm in touch with them now. Trained with John Jones. I trained with.
You've met John Jones?
Yeah, I trained John Jones. I met Holly Holm, Carlos Condit.
That's so cool, man.
Yeah, Carlos Condit still follows me on Instagram.
Cool, man.
Yeah. I'm coming there soon, man. But yeah, so
you've met the GOAT. You've trained with the GOAT.
Yeah, and Greg Jackson also. He was like, because I went there for 6 weeks, and the first week it's also in altitude, similar to Joburg. So I was like gassed there, yo. And then after 6 weeks, Greg Jackson came to me himself. He was like, wow, you must get the award for the most improved athlete. Because I was wrestling guys there, man, like even Russians. I promise you, I'm not lying. Like there were Russians there who I was giving a hard time to. And he saw this, and then he came to me afterwards and he was like, you know, you have so much potential, you know, you just need to get your mind right and stay in the game. And but then here's the funny thing. So I come from this amazing training camp and stuff, and then EFC rescheduled me for a fight against a guy who's not on my level, you know, like to be honest. Mm-hmm. But I lose again because my mind. Yeah, so I lost to that.
So why do you say your mind's not right?
I just you know, I was young, man, like
overconfidence again, like think cockiness, or what is it?
Yes. No, I wouldn't say cockiness, but I would say not being honest with myself.
Not being honest with yourself.
Yeah, not being honest with myself. Like, I mean, 20 years old, you know, what do you actually know then? You know?
Yeah, no, you're 100%. I agree.
Yeah.
Agree with you. And it's good that you've been honest at this time now. Like,
yeah.
Especially on this platform. Like, I don't think, have you been honest on any platform before?
No, and not really, no.
Oh,
yeah, why
that's
not?
interesting.
Yeah.
No, it's good, but it's good. It's growth.
Yeah, it's growth.
Don't you feel?
It's all
you're
growth.
like, this how I was.
Yeah.
I see that now.
Yeah.
What happens
I'm not here to make excuses, you know. I'm just here to keep growing, like you said.
100%. So after the second loss, what then?
And then I changed camps from Rico. Then I'm like, flip, yo.
So that cockiness is, or that you're still not being honest with yourself at this stage.
I'm still not, yeah.
You're still not being looking at the man mirror and being honest.
No. And
so then, you change gyms, you go to
PFA in town.
Okay, I know PFA in town. Yeah.
So I trained there. I learned a lot there. You know, like I learned some stuff. You know.
Changing gyms is not necessarily always a bad thing, because if you learn, I know that it's
you can reach your cap in a gym. You can reach the cap.
100%.
You know, if you're the best in the gym, you're probably not going to keep growing. You need to have people challenging you.
Yes.
You know, you need to have people pushing.
Better than you.
Yeah, you can't be beating everyone. And that is the truth. Like, you're right with that, because at Rica I was beating everyone. You know, I was. Yeah. That's the truth. Besides guys like Gideon Drotsky back then, like he was the hardest guy, but there was at PF. But there wasn't really guys. There was a few at PFA as well. There wasn't a real test. You know. It wasn't that real test, I'm honest.
Okay.
But then I fought under them, lost again.
Okay.
Yes, it's talking about it's pretty crazy. Yeah.
No, it's good.
Yes,
It's good, bro. Talk about it.
And then I joined
And then you went
FFM.
so you went to Joburg at
Yeah,
that time.
yeah. Then
So
I moved to Joburg.
what? Okay, I've got this as one of my questions. What made you decide to move to from Cape Town to Joburg?
Initially, like if I'm thinking back now, the reason was to get that test, you know, because although I was losing, I still felt like I have more to offer, you know, and I wasn't gonna give up. I mean,
Yeah.
I refused. I was like, I know what I can do. I'm not gonna give up, no matter what. Like people are saying, no, Luke shouldn't fight. People should are saying no. This guy, like, too much hype and stuff. I was like, no, I'm gonna do it. Like, I'm gonna come back and win.
So after your third loss, you moved to Joburg.
Yeah, after my third loss, I was 2-3 then, 2-3, and you know, like thinking back, those guys are not better than me. Those three guys. It was just me who held myself back. You know.
I think it was like you've been honest. Like you used to say, it's like your mindset
Yeah,
was not right.
my mindset wasn't.
You
I
could
was
be the best athlete
in the
possible,
gym.
but if your mind is not
no.
right, it's
Yeah,
just
physical is like 5%, mental is 95%. You know, I've learned that over the years with this. And with regards to that, like, it's a lot of people would have quit. I do believe that a lot of people would have quit after like three fights. Even speaking about it now, I'm like, yo, maybe if that happened to me now, things would have been different. You know, maybe I would have said, cheers, let me go do something else. Maybe. But that younger person was like, nah, like even in that cockiness, I was like, nah, I still want to push, you know, I'm 20, like I was 22 when I moved to Joburg.
yeah. So
And I went to FFM.
FFM.
Yeah.
And then what happens there? Did you train with different guys? You
Yeah.
meet
Richie Kwan, yeah.
Richie Kwan. So you
Yeah.
train under him there.
Yeah. So so I start with him, and the first session I do well against the guys, and I still remember Richie was a well-renowned coach.
Yeah, he's
like,
one of the best in South Africa.
He's like, he
if not the best.
messages me. He's like, so now I'm not that confident, you know, because I'm coming off 3 losses. But he messages me. He's like, yeah, you have so much potential. Like, you can really go far. You just need to like push hard and stay consistent, and that motivates me, you know. So I keep going. I keep pushing. It's tough to train, and now I'm in a situation where guys are like beating me in the gym. Like I'm honest, you know, they were beating me. Even in all like aspects, grappling, they were challenging me. I was beating them as well, obviously, but we sort of like getting better together.
Was the elevation the move for elevation? So did that also help your cardio and stuff like that, or?
Definitely, yeah, definitely. 100%.
So you had to when you first went there, it was obviously not as easy.
No, it was terrible. It was hard. It took like 3 weeks to adjust.
Okay.
And then and then I think it was 5 months after that I had my first fight back after like 18 months in Carnival City. And yeah, I felt good. Like for that fight, I was well prepared. Like because you know, you have confidence when you train with guys who's good. You know, you do, because you like, I can beat this guy with that. You know, so I'm fighting this guy. My training partners are better than him, so I'm gonna smash this guy. You know, and that's what happened. Like it did give me a new like feeling of confidence. Like in my comeback fight, I knew the guy fought Rodri Kenna. I knew I can beat him, you know. So I came back, won.
Was your mind right at that time? Do you feel your mind was better or 100%?
I was calmer. I was much calmer, and I wasn't as like emotional.
Calmer and less emotional.
Like for example, like I spoke about the Sibusiso fight. I was very emotional, you know, like too like excited and stuff. For my last few fights, I was calm, you know. I was relaxed. So I fought Kenna, and then actually like 2 months later, I fought again in Cape Town, and I won again. So now I went from 3-fight losing streak to 2-fight winning streak.
So you're 5-3.
Yeah, then I'm 5-3. Yeah, and then 4-3.
4-3, okay.
Yeah, 4-3, and then it was a lot of cancellation fights. Stuff.
Yeah, so I saw all those with
Siabi.
He's
a clown, that guy, man.
So that was quite publicized, that back and forth. It's like you guys hated each other. What is that about?
No, he's a clown, man. Like, he wasted my time. You know, I should have had more fights under my belt now. Really.
Yeah, he did waste a lot of your time.
because I was scheduled to fight him after. Actually, no, there was another guy before him, Armand.
Wanderlei,
whatever.
Wanderlei, yeah.
He must weight by 10 kilos too.
10 kgs.
10 kilos, yeah, he missed weight
Wasn't
by
that
10
in
kilos.
Cape Town?
Cape Town, 2018. So
Yeah,
after,
I was at that thing.
Yeah.
I was at that. That was a mad card, baby. You missed out the mad card in 2018.
with Martin
like-
and Dave Mazzani.
yeah, there was
Yeah.
a whole lot of Gary. I think Gary was Joshua. This was on the card. There was a few
Yeah,
fighters on that
I
card.
think he maybe fought for the belt, I think. Well, I'm not sure.
Yeah, there was a few fights, but anyway, in 2018, you to 2019, you don't fight.
No, because of this Conrad guy. Because EFC, although he pulls out, I pulled out once, but I dislocated.
I was
my
gonna
knee.
talk about that. So you do get injured.
I got injured once in. We were supposed to fight 4 times. I was forced to not fight once.
Was this your first major injury due to sport?
No, that wasn't a big injury. Really. I just dislocated my kneecap, but it was 4 weeks before the fight, and they said I can't train. You know, otherwise it could lead to a more serious injury.
Okay.
But then, so this guy basically wastes my time. So I win this my second fight in a row in Cape Town. Then they tell me to fight Armand a few months later. So I go straight back to Joburg, start training again. Then he misses weight. Then they tell me I must fight Conrad December. And then he misses. No,
One time he slipped in the shower, didn't he?
Flip, it's crazy, bro. Like,
Didn't he slip and knock his head in the shower?
Yeah, he said that. Yeah, he said that. He said that. It was actually, it's funny because he said he fell in the sauna in Virgin Active.
Oh, yeah, sauna. Okay.
In Greenpoint, yeah. But there were people who knew him there and said that he was fine. He just couldn't make weight. He's a clown, man. Idiot.
Okay, so basically, and then what happens after the whole CRB episodes?
So back then they were doing this Grand Prix thing, where this welterweight title thing.
Yeah, I remember the Grand Prix.
Where I had to fight CRB, and then Temba Garimbo, who's now in the UFC, had to fight that Jose De Rocha.
Yeah.
The two winners fight each other for a title. But then CRB kept pulling out. And Temba had already won against Jose. So they were like, okay, you are coming off 2 wins. And there was no one else in the division, you know?
Yeah.
I would have liked to have another fight first. I wasn't, but EFC gave the offer. And then, my third fight after that was for the belt against Temba. But that, and listen, let me be honest about something here. That fight I didn't train for at all, I promise you. Like, I left FFM because they weren't too happy about me taking the fight so quickly, you know, which maybe they were right. I should have maybe proved myself a bit more.
So I want Nentel to try to get a picture up just try to get Luke Michael, Temba Garimbo fight. See if you can get it up so long. But you can carry on talking.
Yeah, so I left Joburg again now. So I left FFM. I came back to Cape Town. And I trained at a gym called Camp Fight.
Okay, I know. That is in Passing Park.
Yeah, where I lived there. So I only had 6 weeks to prepare with a new coach. I'm fighting this Temba guy in 6 weeks.
Temba Garimbo.
Yeah.
So Luke Michael, and then I cut. Anyway, so you were fighting this guy?
Yeah. So I never prepared, man. It was bad training camp because I never had. You know, when you're used to certain people, you know, you can't take a fight on short week notice and change camps, you know.
Yeah.
So it was a tough adjustment, but was a.
It's not right. So what I want to talk about that was a bad performance. That was. I want to talk about you. I can't get the picture up. Did you watch it? Yeah.
Oh.
The fight I watched.
No, it's not this one.
It's not this one. This is the one we're going to talk about later. But so in that fight, now, you get this massive laceration here, and I'm like, is that like at that stage? What goes through your mind, bro? Don't you feel like giving up? You lost it. You just lost the title. Yeah, that is the fight. Yeah.
Is that the fight?
No, that's not the fight. That's the
promo.
Highlights.
Yeah, it's a promo. The fight's not on YouTube. The fight's not on YouTube.
Okay, maybe for me,
Pictures,
like a massive laceration is a big thing. But how do you feel after that loss? Like
that loss?
Yeah.
Yes, it broke me, man. Because I trained so hard, all this shit I've been through. And
there's it. The cut there.
Yeah, no, I went for a takedown and I actually, he never need me, but I shot too low and
so that's what I wanted to just show you, like, so you can see the cut there.
Yeah, and I hit one.
It's a heavy one.
It was heavy. I could feel something's wrong. But they asked me, do you want to carry on?
And you like still like,
Yeah, and I carried on, yeah. But they reset me at the bottom, which is fair, I guess, and I just couldn't recover, you know. You kept ground and pounding on that eye, and I mean, I could have lost my eye maybe, who knows. So I never tapped, but the referee stopped it. And then then I was fucked. So sorry. Yes.
No. So, bro, like, it's good for people. The real test of a man is not just winning all the time. The real test of a man is when he loses and what happens after that.
Yes,
Don't you
you're
feel,
so right, brother. 100%.
You know what I mean?
No,
Like,
you're right.
People don't want to see a person that's always winning. And
Yeah.
What does that mean? We don't always win in life.
Yeah.
Sometimes we win and sometimes we lose.
Not just in sport, in life. We lose, you know.
And I think your the job that you do or the way you make money is one of the most hectic ways to do that, baby, because you do it in such an embarrassing way. If you lose, you
get
lose on the
humiliated.
world's stage. If you win, you're the king of the world. If you lose, you're like
You're nothing.
your eyes is cut, and
No
it's
one
like
cares about you. You're nothing. It's the most brutal, unforgiving sport ever, bro. Like that's the truth.
so. At that time, how do you feel, bro? You got this laceration in your eye.
Yeah, so I felt like I worked. I was 24 then, so I felt like I worked the last 8 years for nothing, because I did feel like that at the stage, you know.
Yeah.
And I was like, but still I didn't want to give up. I was like, nah, I'm not gonna give up.
What keeps you going back to the gym?
I just it's crazy talking about it, because like I said earlier, I think a lot of people would have just said cheers, you know. But I'm like, nah, man. I'm like, I owe it to myself, you know, because I know the potential I have. So I don't want to be that guy one day who's 40, 42, and people are saying, oh no, you remember Luke Michael, he could have been good. I'm like, and even now, that is my biggest motivation. I'm not going to be that guy who people speak about and be like, no, he never made it, or no, he could have been so good, because people who train with me, they know my potential, you know.
Yeah.
Especially all over South Africa.
It's always said that you have enormous potential, but somehow something is happening that's just not ticking through. So at that stage, I want to know, is there any time where you don't want to pitch up for training? Because sometimes me as just a normal guy, sometimes I feel just today I just don't want to train. Do you ever feel that you don't want to lace up your shoes and don't want to take a run, don't want to train, just don't want
for
to
sure.
go?
After that, I remember it was that fight was September 2019, and for that whole rest of the year I never trained. I done nothing. So I was doing some weights. So I never trained MMA. I almost it's not that I gave up, but mentally I feel like I just needed. I don't know if I needed a break, but I just never went back. I just wasn't.
Do you feel
motivated.
like that was some type of a depression? Or
Yeah,
something?
definitely. I was mental. My mentality was. I was messed up, you know, because of the loss. But then,
what got you back to tying the shoelaces?
So I go back again.
So the next year you go back.
So this
January
is 2020 now, Joe. So yeah, so the year of COVID.
What a joke, bro. When you finally decide to go back, okay?
Yeah, so I go back. So, but then I was in Joburg again.
Yeah.
Then I've changed gyms again.
Okay.
Yeah, I changed gyms again.
So where do you go?
I met a guy called Attila Bana. He's a Hungarian guy, and then I felt like I fell in love with the training again. Honestly, I fell in love.
So you had to take that time away from the sport to fall back in love.
It was
with
January 2020, and I fell in love with it, man. I was hungry to train, and I just trained. I didn't even, you know what? If I think about it now, I didn't even care. I don't even think I thought about the losses. I was coming off a bad loss, but at that phase of my life, I didn't care about it. I was just enjoying training. You know, I just enjoyed it. I didn't care about fighting again. I just enjoyed it.
You didn't care about the result.
No,
it's
I
just
didn't.
doing it for the sake of doing it.
I knew I probably won't fight anytime soon, especially when March and COVID came. You know. And
so at COVID time, when you're like, oh fuck, really, bruh?
Yeah, but actually that time was the best time for me, because it gave me time to really find myself again. You know, that lockdown was 2020 was for me the best thing that ever happened to me, for sure.
When did you get married?
No, that was only 2020 December last year.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So I'm hopping the
No, it was a lot
jumping
before.
the gun.
Yeah,
it's a lot before then.
Yeah.
Sorry, I thought you got at that time. Okay, so during
20,
COVID, what happens?
For me, it's I think about it now. Obviously, it was hard for everyone, some more than others. But at that time, I was like, if I think back now, it was good for me. It was really good for me. It made me figure out things about my mind and body. It made me really readjust, you know, and find myself. Honestly, it did.
training alone made you find yourself.
It sounds a bit
You
cliche.
can't really do lots of jiu-jitsu.
No, but
training
I was getting my body like I was
strong.
Yeah, I was getting body strong, even bodyweight stuff. I was training like 4 times a day in my garden in Joburg. We lived in a small apartment in Joburg, and we were locked down.
Is that where you got your big quads, man?
No, I had that before. but
You got them normally big quads, don't you?
That's the legs, baby. But it was good for me, man. Like honestly, brother, it was good for me. Like and obviously I was still training. We still managed to sneak in the session now and again. In the coach I was working with in his garage, we grappled then. So we actually were training. We were doing some MMA because I used to go to his house, and that was sort of allowed. Okay. So I did improve my skill set as well, along with my physical like strength and well-being. You know, I was focused on just eating and training.
Sometimes do you take hints from John Jones?
Or what?
I don't know. He'd spend time like picking up a lot of weight and training, and it just seems that you like let me also try this.
So I actually
like he did a lot of powerlifting, and maybe you were also influenced to do a lot of powerlifting.
I do believe it's good to sometimes take a break from the MMA stuff and just get your body nice and strong. You know. Yeah. Because then you're gonna implement your skill better. Yeah. Because you have a good base, like a strength base to implement your skill better. Yeah,
so, I've been off the weights for a while. I've been just working on my jiu-jitsu. I think
that's not bad.
I need to pick up the weights again.
Even if it's twice a week, just do it.
Yeah, because I'm not that big like I see you looking like fucking massive.
But skill will always beat everything else.
Most definitely. Yeah, most definitely the flow of
will always beat everything.
It's like because you do the weights now you get more stuff.
Yeah, so you have to find that's why I say like 2 times a week. But obviously then I was limited, But then the whole of 2020, I never fought. There were no promotions. Everything was locked down. Yeah. But then and then even going into 2021, but I keep the same mindset, Like I keep the same like I was obsessed, and I still am. Like I was obsessed with training, like, and I didn't care about the past, like the losses. Honestly, I didn't care about those 4 losses. And I'm just training, Like I'm training, and then only July 2021. I fight again. I fought Dino Bagatine.
Okay, I just want to cover something before we cover the Dino Bagatine fight. You seem to have a lot of fans and sponsors and people in your corner, despite the losses and stuff like that. Am I right?
Yes.
Maybe you would like to mention your friends or fans or sponsors or something like that.
If I'm honest with you, if I'm brutally honest.
Who was there in your corner?
No, like, you know, the sport, like I said earlier, the people, they like you when you're winning, and they don't care about you when you lose. When I was going through that time with when I lost the title fight, I never really had much. I had some. I did have one sponsor who stuck by me mainly. That's World Sports being my main one. But the others, I never really had much. It's only when I started training again, and people are talking, and I was in Joburg again, and people are like looking for my comeback, because like people do know like what I can do, so they sort of want to be part of that, I guess. In a way, even though I still like I never made my comeback fight yet, and but I am grateful for a few select people who stuck by me, like friends, family, sponsor. Like I mentioned,
Yeah, so then at the Dino Bagatine fight,
but
this is a big one.
In the dark places, it's often you don't really have many people, you have to pick yourself up.
Your girlfriend was there.
Yeah, she was there, yeah.
We'll cover that.
No, definitely, yeah. And like I said, a few people as well.
The Dino Bagatine fight, that fight. So this is now your big comeback. And he's also like a dangerous fellow, because he's like a EFC OG. He's been in the EFC long before
Since EFC 1.
Since EFC 1. You, Luke the young gun.
Yeah, I'm back.
You back.
And I fought, but in the fight, I fought in also like a year and a half. Crazy, eh? And it's crazy talking about it, because when I was going through this things, like that fight's almost 2 years ago.
I saw that fight, but it doesn't feel like 2 years ago. Feel like less now.
It's crazy.
I watched that fight. I think we might have watched it somewhere. We watched it with friends. But
it's on there as well. No, not on YouTube, on Facebook. But it's difficult to find. But there was a good fight. Like that fight, I showed what I can really do, you know. And you know, the thing I don't like
The
about
top pressure was there.
the
in that
top
fight.
pressure, the timing of the takedown was there.
Yeah.
Like I saw everything, boom, and I went. You know, I never rushed it. Like
It felt like all that knowledge from
Yes.
for that fight, all that knowledge from that if at that time,
Yeah.
the
and the
Rico,
Rico,
everything like coming
built
together,
up, brother.
like,
You
in that fight.
you hit the nail on the head there.
Yeah, I saw the fight. I was like, yo, this brother's like almost like a new man. Like,
You hit the nail on the head there for sure. Like that was like, I was in the zone, man. Like, and I was in shape, like physically, mentally, and I didn't care. Like, I knew I'm gonna come back and win. You know, like I knew I had to make a statement.
so is it possible that
And he was
COVID time and that time before that you needed that time to almost like get your mind right?
Yeah, honestly, if I think back now, especially talking about if I never had that time, I don't think I would have came back the way I did.
Because you
against
came
Dino.
back like almost like a new man.
Yeah, I don't think I would have. Like, and that's what I said. Like for COVID, for many, it destroyed people. You know, and it's
Yeah.
not good, but at all. But it also built some people up. You know,
Like
so,
you feel that.
yeah,
time.
I feel that. You know, and then yeah, like and he was a formidable opponent. You know, like I knew.
Yes, most definitely.
Yeah, and it's funny because I made it look so easy, and then people were like, "No, he's done, man. He's,
Nah,
they still
bruh,
have people
nah,
to talk."
bruh, you
But
can't-
yeah, but a year before we fought, he was active. He was fighting. You know? But people always talk, you know, that we can't control that.
Yeah,
But
I think just because somebody makes something look easy, they're always going to be, oh, bro.
Yes, exactly.
And I don't like that, especially
No.
with MMA.
No, yeah,
You
exactly.
don't disrespect the other
No,
bra. Or
yeah.
It's they equally, that bra has his chops. There's a
Yeah,
reason
for-
why he is where he is.
Exactly,
You know what I
yeah,
mean?
exactly.
So you don't sort of do that with
Yeah.
fighters. Like, it's
Yeah.
a Stephen A. Smith style thing. It's
Yes,
like Joe
exactly.
Rogan always says, like,
Yeah.
one of my mentors always says, now, you don't diss the other fighter. You know what I
No.
mean? That bra is equally as prepared, or maybe he
can't-
had a bad day or something like that, but he has the tools to do the job.
100%,
like-
and you can't diss anyone who gets in there.
yeah,
Anyone,
You don't
actually.
do that. It's a bot
Yeah.
fight. Nah, don't
Yeah.
do that, bro.
Yeah,
you
exactly. get in
armchair
there.
quarterback. Exactly.
Yeah.
You get in. You see
get
what
in there.
make it look easy.
Or, you know, I often tell people, don't even get in there. Go train.
And then you
Even
see,
when, like, go do jiu-jitsu.
feel that pressure.
Yeah, feel that pressure on you and feel that choke in you. Then talk. If you don't do that, keep your mouth. Like that's my mindset.
And you see, you notice that people that feel that pressure, they like talk different. Like, nah, I
Yeah.
think maybe you
Yeah, exactly.
don't know
They
what you're
change
talking about.
the story changes, the narrative changes when after they feel that.
If you feel a black belt or a brown
Yeah.
belt or a
Or-
purple belt
yeah.
even like on you and giving him something,
Shoulder
like,
pressure in the.
you want to die at that
in the
moment.
thigh.
man.
Yeah, exactly. But then it's so easy for people to talk. Oh no, you should have done this. You should have done this.
That's not true.
Yeah, it's not true.
So you win that fight.
Yeah.
What
And
next, bruh?
I immediately called for the belt. You know, I didn't even care if people thought I deserved it or not. I felt like in that moment, I'm like, after I won, I'm like, give me the belt, you know, because I knew my last fight, I fought for the title against Temba.
Yeah.
And I lost, and now I beat a big name, former champion.
Yeah.
And not just beat him, I beat him like convincingly.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think, like, he fought a guy like Dricus as well. And he took Dricus to the second round, Dino Bagatine.
Is it?
Yeah, so I finished him first round. I don't care about age or anything. I finished him in like, so I knew like,
Come on.
give me a title shot, you know. And then I said welterweight or middleweight, and then because I knew like, hey, I feel like I found myself here, you know. Like I feel good. I wasn't so emotional. I was calm. I was like in the moment, and I felt like you said earlier, everything that happened and all the knowledge I gained over the years came together in one night, and that fight like set me up. You know, it set me up in a lot of like areas of my life. Obviously, I got the title shot.
Yeah. So then the title shot is this fight.
Yeah,
So we're gonna go through the title shot.
but that
and
wasn't. Yeah, we'll talk about it.
we'll talk about it blow by
Yeah.
talk
Yeah.
about blow by blow. But
Yeah.
you even said like it was a little bit. So I watched the interview of you. You say it was a little bit funny.
Yeah.
But I finished that fight. I finished that fight.
100%, brother.
Yeah.
100%. And it's in life. It's not how you start, it's how you finish.
How you finish? So yeah, even we watched it here in the
Live.
studio, and we watched
Live.
this. Yeah, we watched this live in studio, and we were like commenting on it. So it was somewhere on the internet.
Really?
So, yeah, we were.
That night, that same night.
Yes, it's a live. It's a
Wow.
live fight. So
Wow.
we do like fight companions. I told
Oh, you told me about that for
Yeah,
UFC.
so
You must do
we-
it. You must do it, yeah.
Actually, we want to invite you for if we
Fight comment. Or we can do an EFC.
No.
We could do, because the EFC is on a Thursday night.
We can do that,
And
brother.
then we can watch an EFC and then talk about the
We
stuff
can
like
do it
that.
Thursday. Let's do EFC 104.
We can see. We can
Yeah,
talk
yeah.
about it after
It's
this
in
and
June,
see
yeah.
who's
Yeah.
in June or something
Yeah.
like that. We
Yeah.
can organize. But yeah, so we watched the fight here and we comment live on it, and I have my feelings on it, and other people also have their feelings on it.
Okay.
We're not gonna cover that at the moment. But there's something that I saw then that I remember calling out. Because I rewatched the fight since then, and then I see it again now. So can we? Are you gonna share the screen? Can watch? Are you gonna? The camera can watch the things. Okay, so we go. This is the fight.
Yes, this. Yeah.
Yeah, you're looking determined there, bro.
Yeah, that was poker face, but I was nervous as hell. I was nervous for this fight. This guy is big.
You stayed in chest out there, but I noticed that about you. Like, come
Yeah.
on, you ready? You serious?
Yeah.
This guy's big, eh? He
He's
look like
massive. He's so strong, bro. Like
he
honestly.
rehydrated to like double your
90.
size.
He was much bigger than me, and I was nervous, eh? And that's why I rushed the takedown like this, because I wanted to finish
Okay.
so quickly. I didn't set it up. I should have thrown my hands.
So you've trained with him before. So you
Yeah,
shoot with a double leg.
bad shot, bad takedown.
You
But
miss
then
it.
I knew I can't let him like get position on me, so I keep moving.
So you trained with him before.
Yeah, we tried.
So
we
you've
were
been in
friends
this division with him before.
Yeah, we were friends before. They are
Okay, so you're trying to get the butterflies there. You get there,
I'm
half
trying to
guard.
get back up, but he's very strong. Trying to get that foot sweep, but he hit him behind the head.
So you keep hitting you behind it, and I
Yeah.
think does Ferdy speak to him at this point? No.
Not yet. So I think I get full guard back. So I was trying to get up. I didn't want him to pass my guard because then it can be dangerous, you know.
Yeah. So you keep
So-
trying to get that
Yeah,
underhook
he
there,
did.
so to
Yeah, the far side undook. I tried to get that, and I try not to put him there.
Okay, again?
Yeah, bridge and guard. There we go. And
okay,
now,
and he's
now I
precious
took-
on top of you all the time.
Yeah,
So
but
now just pause here quickly, Nantel, if you can. I want to ask you something.
Yeah,
Here you on the bottom all the time.
yeah.
Is this a game plan? Because we spoke
not
about
at all, not at all.
because we spoke about only early on in your
Yeah.
career where you like to play bottom
but
game or
yeah.
something like that.
No.
So this is no whatsoever game plan.
Nothing.
You
The-
trying to get up for hell and life.
Wow, I knew this guy. Like, if he hits me with an elbow or something, it's gonna be dangerous, you know.
Okay.
But and even my coach afterwards, he told me, Luke, I was like, because in the gym you were like on top of everyone, and I saw you on your back in the fight, and I'm like,
What are you doing?
yeah, what are you doing? So,
Okay,
but,
so keep going.
and then I thought I'm gonna get back up here, but he disengaged actually.
Okay,
And then I
so
go
then
for
you get
another
back up.
takedown here, but he's so strong, he just flips me. He was very strong, so he put me on my back
But
again.
that takedown doesn't look like a very confident,
Me?
strong takedown.
No, it wasn't a confident strong takedown.
Okay, so he again gives blows
Yeah.
and he stops. What?
Yeah.
Okay, pause and rewind a bit. A little bit. Okay, till here. Okay, so half guard position and he's striking, you moving.
I'm
He's
still-
striking, he's hitting you, he's hitting. So
I'm still-
Ferdy stops the fight.
Yeah.
Ferdy says time.
Time.
Ferdy says
But he
time.
first goes like this.
And then he says time.
Fuck, I don't know why I went like that. Because here's the thing. When he was hitting me like that, I knew, like you said, my takedown was shit. I heard my coach, my corner say, get back up. But I knew he's hitting me behind the head. And then Fadi, I heard him. Fadi shouting at both of us, Joezo, stop hitting behind the head. Like, last warning, stop hitting behind the head. And he kept. But I knew, I'm like, I wasn't out of it, you guys, you can see.
Now you're still moving
I'm
your
still
body.
moving, so
you're
he's
still
hitting
trying
me.
to shift.
And Fadi's warning him, and then as soon as he stops the fight, not for once, I swear, did I think the fight's over. I knew that Fadi's stopping him to tell him that he's hitting behind the head.
But now
and,
at this moment-
and trust me, because you know in the cage, like there was 3 of us there. That Pupanga knew as well that the referee stopped it for illegal strikes. I guarantee it.
But at this moment, you saw how Ferdy went like.
Yeah.
So that I think in the moment that happens,
People
we
think it's over.
He
People
goes
think
like
it's
this and then he
Yeah.
goes like this.
But like I said,
so it's like he's changing his mind or something.
Yeah. I don't think but like if you think about his situation, from him shouting "stop hitting behind the head,"
Stop
stop
hitting
hitting,
the-
to then stop the fight completely, that doesn't make sense. Think about it.
Okay.
Yeah, because he would call for a timeout, but he used the wrong signal. He wouldn't have stopped the fight because you know like you'll see with my finish now. I remember as well.
But it's a totally different. We'll
No,
cover
no,
your
yeah,
finish.
no.
Let's first cover this.
Yes, but generally, like if you're at the bottom or if you're on the top, the referee, if it's legal strikes, the referee will tell the guy at the bottom, Luke, move, defend yourself, I'm going to stop the fight.
You will say, are you conscious, or can you defend yourself, or something like that?
He will generally,
he
will say like, defend yourself or I'm going to stop. Like I've had that before against Super Ciso. They warn you, they tell you. He didn't warn me. Fatty didn't warn me anything.
Okay.
He was shut. They even have, I heard EFC have the audio of Fatty because he's connected. All he was saying was stop beating me on the head.
Yeah, but you can see him at that point. So I'm just being devil's advocate here, but I have to also do it because you understand we want the truth to come, not the truth to come out, but we want it to be transparent for fans to see what's going on here. I have my own feelings. We know what people have said on online, so we're gonna go for it. So at this point, it's like timeout. You can see there in the lower corner, Ferdy says timeout, and he's celebrating the win. So okay, let's go on. He celebrates.
But he knows he never won.
Yeah, so Ferdy at this point to say, nah, bruh, no. He say no, go to your corner, timeout. No, he keeps celebrating.
Me on the ground, I knew the fights were over.
No, he celebrated. Okay, his friend comes and totally blows the whole situation out of proportion.
He jumped over the fence.
Because I know the people that want to open the gate.
I didn't want to open the gate.
Oh, we got the ad.
YouTube.
So the people didn't want to open the gate, so they jumps over the fence. Yeah. Okay. People in the night try to rush the fence. Okay, what's going on? They don't want to open the gate. There, somebody opened the gate. Ferdy, or the official says, nah, the bra must get out. Yes, at this point, they chase that bra out of the gate, out of the dangers. He said 1 point to remove. Ferdy says 1 point to remove for blows behind the head. Illegal blows behind the head. So at this point, Ferdy Basson, he says, come, continue at this point.
Doctors.
Massive drama, yeah. Make it louder.
Anything like it. This crowd just went absolutely nuts. Doctors taking a look at Luke.
What is Cyprus saying? Cyrus?
Now, this is kind of shade of his last time out with Luke Michael. Very, very similar circumstances.
It's a very weird.
Pause.
He has to
You fought before this?
Before.
Did you fight before this?
No, train with him.
Oh, okay. So he says very weird circumstances, almost like used to have this happen before. Can play again?
Oh, no. Yeah.
What? I don't know what he's talking about.
That energy, Simon. We know he's strong.
Okay.
We know that he hits like a ton of
I'm just hungry for that takedown.
Are you scared of
to stand up? I wasn't confident.
I wasn't confident.
I wasn't.
I wasn't say scared, but
not scared. I wasn't scared, but I knew where my strength are.
High kick, and again you shoot for the double.
And I get it this time.
Oh, you get it this time. So you would probably know that you take him down many times in the gym.
Yeah, I knew I'm good on top. But yeah, he almost Kimura's me.
Okay, so he tries the Kimura.
And I'm forced to roll. Otherwise, he would have get it.
He's quite strong, no?
Very strong. Very strong. Very strong.
Oh, check out how big is that bicep like?
Yeah, I'm trying to get more arm out here. He flips me.
Okay, so he rolls you, and then at this point you're again on the ground. He's trying to get his elbows down.
But I get up. Undo.
Nasty elbows, I don't know so much.
Yeah, he flipped me again.
Oh, he got you. Oh, and you go.
That's all legal strikes. So the ref was warning me here. The ref said, Luke, defend yourself or I'm going to stop.
Okay, so you tried to get up again.
But whereas earlier the ref didn't warn me. People, it's just
okay. No blood, no nothing. You're still clean. Okay, you get the
undo.
Oh, unhook again. Push him. And now you want to get on top.
Yeah.
So that unhook actually comes in hand, like unhook eventually.
If you're on your back, unhook is key, yeah.
Eventually you get it. Okay, so now you on top of him and you pounding him, but your pressure at this time he seems to be gassed.
Yeah, he's gassed because he gave everything. Tried to finish.
He's gassed.
But I was still there all
and
the
you
time.
blowing. 10 seconds. 7 seconds. 6 seconds. Ferdy Basson says, defend yourself.
All the time he was telling me.
1 second and so for a solid 10 seconds you beat him there to the ground. And you go ground.
And you, baby.
And you.
And you.
Okay. So, pause again. Let's cover it.
Yeah. Oh, it was a messy fight, man. Flip. Oh, it was a messy fight, man. Like, I never set up my takedowns. You know, if I did, I do believe it would have been a more decisive finish and win. You know, like I should have said. I don't know why the nerves got to me, the pressure got to me. You know, you're walking out there, the title fight, everyone's going mad. It's like crazy, man. Like, flip.
At that point, when the referee stopped the fight and restarted the fight, I can imagine that other guy is super gassed. Like, he's what you call that, adrenaline dump.
Yeah.
Because he's just celebrating a victory.
Yeah, but
So
like
he
I
had
said,
a massive adrenaline dump.
yeah, but I don't believe my personal opinion, and it's relative, like relevant. I don't believe he knew he won. He knew that he was hitting behind the head.
Yeah, I think you won that fight because I think at the end of the fight, so everybody thinks a different way.
Yeah, everyone sees things differently.
A different fight. So there's even a fight where Troublemaker fights. What is he? Who did he lose the title to? Anyway, but he in the
title.
fifth. Yeah,
Sylvester.
Yeah, so I think is it Sylvester? Yeah. So it's Chifumbu, yeah. So even in the end of that fifth round, he finishes the fight on top, and he's ground and pounding. But at the end of it, the judges gave it to him. But if you look at the whole fight, like Sylvester was dominating the whole fight. So it even Sylvester, there was somebody else.
Sylvester.
It wasn't Sylvester.
Sindile.
Sindile.
Malingela.
Yeah, from P.
No, that was a closer fight.
So from now the whole fight, like it's like one bra's dominating, and at the end of the fight, the other bra's on the top, ground and pounding. It's a very weird type of position. But anyway, I don't know. Maybe I got my favorites, but I would like to see this fight again.
Yeah.
Will you guys fight again? Do you think?
He fought in UAE Warriors.
Is it?
He lost, yeah. And apparently he doesn't want to fight
Come
the
back
UFC
the
again.
UFC again.
Yeah.
So you're gonna.
I obviously accepted. This fight was Saturday. EFC called me on Monday. The Monday after the fight, they said, "Luke, we want to do a rematch." I accepted immediately. I knew I can beat this guy. You know, I wasn't scared of him at all. It wasn't my good performance. I rushed the takedown. I was too obsessed with getting the fight on the ground. Whereas I should have just take my time, go on the back foot, play with him, then shoot. You know. So I accepted the rematch straight away for EFC 100.
And then what happens?
Got injured.
Yes.
Yeah, tore my ACL. So.
Tore your ACL. So this is now your most recent thing. Like you tore your ACL.
Yeah.
And you, I saw you. Did you have surgery?
Yeah, I had surgery. I had to have surgery. I had it in Johannesburg because I was training there for him.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you so now you're on the road to recovery.
Yeah,
bro.
ups and downs. Ups and downs, brother.
In the description of this, we say we recover your ups and downs.
Yeah.
We have to document these type of things, bro. It's like I think it's important. Like people don't want to always see that things go lekker for somebody.
Yeah.
They want to see you win one day, and then the next day they want to see whatever.
How you come back from adversity.
How you come back from adversity. Always, it's very important.
Yeah.
And it's like, for me to see you constantly training is like, yo, brother, don't give up.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate it.
Yes, brother, don't give up. This is why I want to talk to you. I want to know, like, what gets you up? What gets you up in the morning, man?
You know what?
It's not easy to do what you do.
Especially now with this, you know, where I have to like sort of nurse this knee. Like it's even harder because, I mean, like you heard now, like I've been through a lot, you know, in this MMA, in the sport, you know, and it's not easy, but there's just something in me. There's a fire burning inside of me where I think it goes back to what I said earlier about I don't want to have regrets one day, you know. I want to know, because this sport's not forever. Any sport, you're going to get older and you're not going to be able to do it anymore.
Yeah.
So I want to have no regrets, and that's my motivation. I want to go as far as I can, you know. My goal is to fight in the UFC, and I believe I will.
How old are you now?
28.
Okay.
28.
Yeah, you're not in your prime yet.
No, I'm not in my prime yet. So, you know what? And people can think what they want. It's all me versus me, you know. The toughest opponent's yourself. So
exactly, yeah. And you on your own, you get to where you get at your own pace.
Yes,
as well.
Everyone's journey is different.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like
Temba Garimbo, one of the guy that you lost, he's in the UFC now.
Yeah,
So I mean, it's like Trikas is there in the UFC.
32, yeah.
In the UFC,
Yeah.
there's the doors are open and the possibilities for you to get there.
Yeah, and I'm EFC champion now, and I just need to defend my belt.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm working towards now, and there's like even more of a fire in me now, especially when training, because I want to defend my belt Like, so I want to smash them. Not have a fight like this or performance like this. I want to make a massive statement, you know. So they're having an interim title on the 11th of May, which is 2 weeks away actually.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to be at that fight.
In Johannesburg?
Yeah. They want to do a face-off with me and stuff after they fight. So I'm going to fight.
Okay. So has this been announced that you're going to fight the
winner?
The winner?
Yeah, for the interim bout. Because they normally do interim bout when the champion's
Okay, so this is the interim bout now, right now?
Yeah, it's a fake bout.
The interim bout is in the 11th May, and then when are they scheduled for
me,
you to fight?
I think like the knee, they say it takes, my surgeon said it takes like 6 to 8 months. So I'm currently 5 months, which means best case scenario, I got another 3 months before I can train properly. Not compete, before I can train MMA. I never grappled since the injury until I can grapple. So I think that puts us in July, end of July, August. So I think then start a good training camp, and then towards the end of the year.
So maybe December you...
Yeah, unfortunately, you know, because of this injury. But they're doing an interim fight. I'm motivated to defend my belt, you know.
Yeah,
I'm motivated to defend
and I can see you nothing's going to stop you.
No, nothing's going to stop me. I can't, you know, I've come too far to lose it now, you know.
Yeah.
I have to just prove to myself that I'm better than that fight. No, not to anyone else. I don't actually care about proving to anyone else. I want to prove it to myself, and as a result, everyone else will see.
As we're talking now, like when you mention like the downs, I can see you like, I can see it's like cringy, but it's good to talk about, man. I think people need to know about it. Like it's I can feel it's like heavy on your chest.
Yeah,
like,
it is.
But the story needs to be told, man. It needs to be documented somewhere out there in the ether.
Thank you so much, brother. You're
because
right. And
it's important.
It is important because too many of the time people only talk about the good times.
Exactly.
You know, I'm the best. You know, I'm like everything has been smooth sailing, but that's not reality. You probably lying to yourself then, because I think everyone goes through ups and downs. You know.
Yeah.
If you don't lose in, like, you get undefeated guys in the sport, they're probably losing in other areas of their life. You know.
Yeah.
It's
and
life.
Even when you're
loss
on
is
top,
life. It's part of life.
Yeah, loss is life, is part of life. Even when you're on top, it's still like.
There's pressure.
There's still an opportunity.
Like when I was training for the rematch, the pressure, that was hectic, because I knew now.
And so much so that your
those
body
guys
gave
coming
in.
for me. Yeah, that is. I was training the one time. I trained 5 times a day the 1 week. I trained.
Do you think you overtrained maybe?
Definitely. Stupid. Now I learned lessons. You know, in life you learn the hard way. I remember I was training 4 or 5 times a day because I knew, hey, this guy can't beat me now. Imagine, like, I have to prove something, you know. I have to beat this guy, like, convincingly. So
all the pressure from all the other losses also, like looking at
yes, because
like,
they say I'm not champion. They say like all these things, and this guy thinks he's champion. So the rematch was big, and then obviously maybe I pushed my body too hard. It wasn't meant to be. And,
your mental capacity seem to now lifted so much so that it's pushed beyond your body.
Yeah, maybe yes, because I can push myself harder now than I can.
Yeah.
At 28, I can push myself harder than I ever have in my career. So I feel like everything that happened to me sort of was meant to happen, you know, in order to get to where I am now. So the best is yet to come, man.
Yeah, I mean, and I can hear by what you're saying. It's like each step that you're taking is like a learning.
Yeah.
You're learning along the way. No, yes. I lost because I undertrained. Now I need to train very well. Yes. Now I'm overtraining. Now
exactly.
overtrain. I damage my body. Let me find a balance between that.
The balancing is key. You know, you can go hard, but make sure you recover hard as well.
Do you ever think you'll go into coaching maybe?
You know, I can't say yes or no, but I feel like at the moment I'm still only focused on
getting this, because interest in the learnings that you have, but it's very, very valuable.
You think so? Eh?
Yeah, you could see, even if you're passing it on like this through a podcast, it's dope. But I mean, documenting it somehow, writing a book or whatever and stuff
crazy
like that.
Journey. Eh?
It's people need to know about it. That's why we have this podcast so that other people can hear out there about like this is
you're
how.
providing an amazing platform for people to talk. You know, like because I never spoke like this before. You just keep it in, you know.
Yeah, it's good to have it out there, bro. So that one day people put in Luke Michael. Not only can they see their fights, but they can see a different side of you.
Exactly.
And I mean, you can be marketed differently, not marketed differently, just you can be seen differently.
Yeah.
Not market is not the right word. You can be seen differently because people only see one side of you right now. right? They see this fight or stuff like that.
Yeah.
They see this Braz maybe nah he got it easy or he got it lucky and stuff like that. But they don't know what about the losses in the 3 losses in a row. You know what I mean? In 2015,
brother.
2016,
and that's why there's one thing like I'm truly honest about, because of that what you say now. And because of like, you know, like they say, every man for his own path, you know, like I know what I've been through. I know what I sacrificed. So now there's one thing what I can truly say, like there were a lot of comments after this fight like, oh no, Luke, is he really the champion? For me, in myself, I am a champion. I know I am a champion. I believe that 100% with every single cell in my body. I am a champion because of the fact that I kept fighting, you know, because of the fact that I've done what many wouldn't have done.
Yeah.
And I'm going to prove that I'm going to go even further and even deeper than ever before. You know, like I am a champion of it. It's in my blood, you know, it's in my blood not to give up. And I'm not defined by this performance. I'm defined by, like you said, the journey, like coming back from those 3 back-to-back losses, fighting, losing again, the big tight, coming back again. I'm defined by that. We are defined by how we get back up, you know?
Yes.
Therefore, I am a champion, and I'm gonna keep that status.
Yeah, man, it's important what you do, because I mean, there's a lot of young eyes. You know this. There's a lot of young eyes
On
in
the
the
sport.
coming to
It's
the
the
sport
fastest
right
growing
now.
sport,
Yeah, even like looking at grappling, looking at all this stuff, and maybe those people that is commenting like only watching the sport 3 years or 4 years.
It's
or
normal,
something.
actually.
They don't know the depth of,
Yes.
of any fighters out
Exactly.
there. I'm lucky to be one of those that sort of know the gyms around for
you
quite
know,
a
for a
while.
while, yeah.
So I've been even seeing I see you lost, and then this bro actually becomes a champion.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? See you lose as a youngster, and then one day become a champion. Like not everybody sees their journey.
Yeah, and now it's gonna be like this. Now I promise you, it's gonna be like that performance he had in 2022 for the belt wasn't that good, but he came back again,
Exactly.
and he won again. And check, wow, Luke just signed with the UFC. That's gonna happen. Mark my words.
Well, I
Mark
can't
my
wait for
words.
that day, bro.
Mark my words. And I'm not being arrogant with that. You know,
No, you're not.
I'm being humble, and I know what it takes to compete. I do believe I know what it takes to compete at that level, and you have to put in the necessary work.
I believe you're gonna be in the UFC one day, and then
Thank
you owe me another interview.
No, with pleasure, man. Wow, you know, this was honestly amazing, brother.
Yeah,
You
man.
know?
Thank you. We've been going for like hour and a half already, and we're gonna like, share, and everyone's like, share, and
Thank you. You know,
subscribe. This.
brother, this was an honor. Honestly, it was, and I'm grateful that we done this.
Yeah, it took us quite a while,
to
but
speak,
I'm
and
happy
also,
to
and
happen.
as a result, other people can hear, and maybe it helps someone.
Most definitely, man. Even if one person hears
Exactly.
it,
It's not
and
about
they're
numbers.
like,
because then that person talks to someone else,
yeah.
and
It's all about that's how
yeah.
it goes, like.
Yeah.
But thank you for joining me.
I've got a question.
You got a question?
No problem.
Ryan has this thing where he low-key threatens guests that come on, right? So we had
Threatens guests.
Yes, he had this innocent guy, and he threatened the guy. And he threatened him. It was horrible to watch it, but
It's horrible to watch it.
so since you here, right? I just want to just explain to the viewers and myself, if you were in a fight with Ryan, how would you kill him?
Don't go to the ground with him because he has 3 years of jiu-jitsu under his belt. Keep it standing, baby. But
mustn't ask him-
But he
ask
can
him.
box as well, I forgot.
I can box a bit so I can defend myself.
No,
wow.
you know,
Okay, this is not going the way I wanted it.
the best thing is to do,
That's not a good question. Ask him how long.
we just playing style.
How long do you think Ryan can last in a ring or octagon or hexagon with me?
Now,
how many
I
seconds?
would rather the question have kill Ryan.
Nah,
the word kill Ryan must be in the question.
You see, kill me, I can last long. I can like sort of survive. How is he gonna kill me?
Yeah, that's my question. How exactly will you?
Oh, but
How
with his bare hands or the
No,
dungus?
I just want to dead.
I will last till real naked choke.
Yeah, just keep it until.
But he's gonna have to take my back. So You're gonna have to give my back before you kill
exactly,
me.
yeah. You got to get the back for. And
You're never gonna take my back.
and before that, I first had to take him down. So there's a lot of steps to get there.
No, cool. Thanks for coming out, man. This is one of those
thank you,
podcasts
guys.
that we made effort to make it happen, and I'm glad I was part of this conversation.
Thank you, sir.
If we hopefully we can have a fight companion.
Most definitely we're gonna try to set up one for
We would
EFC.
love to have you.
With pleasure. I'll bring the belt as well. We can put it in.
Oh, wow.
in the thing.
Lekker.
Yeah. I
We're
should have
gonna-
actually bought today.
You should have, but next time we can have a EFC like a Thursday night.
Watch party.
And we can watch party. Maybe I can get one of my coaches to join. Coach
Who's your
Gary,
coach?
Coach Gary or
Gary Joshua, yeah.
Or
That
somebody.
guy.
We can get somebody.
Yeah.
We can get I know Ethan is so Ethan Esquire. He's EFC official. So I got a few
You know
friends
him?
at yeah. I got a few friends in the dingus. Few friends at PA. I got a few friends in the different gyms like. So
Around
I
Cape
know
Town.
people, yeah. So I'm not always been competing. I've been training. So, but I got to know the people.
Exactly.
So,
Build relationships and stuff.
Virgil Calacoda,
Oh,
actually.
I know. Yo.
You know him?
It's a legend.
Yeah, he's a legend, yeah.
K1.
So, yeah, he's a K1 legend. So he actually grew up in my neighborhood.
Wow.
So his father is Steve
Steve
Calacoda.
Calacoda, the boxing coach.
Yeah. So he actually trained Mike Bernardo, you know that?
Yeah, the legend. I trained with Mike as well.
Is it? He trained with Mike Bernardo?
Once or twice at Rico's gym back in
At
the day.
Rico,
'cause
Rico
he's-
also trained
Yeah, because
with
he used to
Mike.
train Rico, yeah.
Yeah. So when I was like very young, like in the 90s, so I saw Mike Bernardo and Steve Calacoda like skit in a Ferrari and like that was that time, bro.
Yeah.
And Virgil was also one. So yeah, that my introduction into fighting was quite
Where's
young.
Virgil now?
Virgil's in
Yeah.
Australia now.
Wow.
Yeah.
What does he do?
He works in Australia now. His kids is over there. It's
At the
just
gym?
like he trains people. He still trains guys, and he still looks good. He actually watched my podcast, so I'm gonna send him.
This
tell
one?
him. Yes, he's an avid watcher
Wow,
of my
that's
podcast.
cool.
Like
Yes.
he's like one of my best fans, and I appreciate him to bits for
Wow.
always talking about it, and he always keeps me going. Hey, keep doing what you're doing. One day something's gonna happen. And sometimes I feel like disheartened by the numbers, but he's like, nah, bruh,
Look,
don't worry,
this
you
is
keep
amazing.
going. Consistency.
It's not just. I honestly didn't know it's recorded as well. It's a blessing, man. Thank you. It's awesome. No, I'm honest. That's true.
Yeah.
I mean it. Like it's very cool. And there's no one else in Cape Town doing this.
There is a few other people, but not doing it on the way we're doing it.
Yeah, and with the people you're doing it.
Yeah, the quality and
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
and what we're doing here.
No, thank you so much, man. That was
Okay.
awesome. Just
Cool.
I feel like even more motivated now after speaking about the journey. You know.
It's been an awesome journey.
Exactly.
Thank you for sharing it.
Yeah.
Like
Thank
one
you.
day you can do like a Netflix 40 for 30 for 40 or whatever.
Maybe.
And this is the start of that. You know what I mean? People's
Yeah.
gonna look back one day and like 10, 20 years time and they look back at this and even how you started. If you reach the UFC, people's gonna go to this and check. Oh, look. This is how he spoke there. So it's good to have like almost like a timeline.
Yes.
A timeline
And
of
things
like
this,
information on
and
the
podcasts
YouTube.
like this help that.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you so much, man. That's-
Anyway,
Thank you,
cool,
brother.
man.
Thank you.
Please like, share, subscribe. It's been your awesome
baby, like,
hour and
share,
a
and
half.
subscribe.
Yeah, it's blown my mind. Like this has been a really good conversation. Yeah.
Thank you.
One of my favorites, huh?
Really?
One of my top ones, bruh.
I was.
And
thinking
still,
I was-
baby.
I need to compliment you, Ryan. Today was a nice one.
It's a good one, huh? Yeah. Thanks, man, Luke.
No,
Yo, you
thank
really
you. No, thank you.
gave us
man.
an awesome,
Thank you.
awesome one.
Thank you.
Awesome hour and a half. Thank you, people. Like, share, subscribe. We out. Peace.